How's it going, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, for the second time this year, the old Ford is going back to work because I need to take the blue New Holland back over to the hayfield and get the groundwork over there finished up. All I have left to do over there is just to pull drains, which isn't a very time-consuming job, but you just never know about these kinds of things. Sometimes they take longer than you expect. When I get done with that, I need to come back here to the ranch and go through the corrals and make sure that everything is up to par, because tomorrow we're going to be shipping out Cull cows. Look for that in a video on Friday this week. We've got a lot of things to do today, so I think I better quit talking and get to work. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. There are still a couple little issues here with the tractor that I will address eventually, but I'm going to kind of let them slide for now just because I need the blue tractor in other places. It's just going to be easier to put this one back to work here. The main thing is this valve cover is leaking a little bit of oil, so I've got a new gasket for that I'm going to install, and I figure so long as I have the valve cover off that I would go ahead and adjust the valves. But for now, the tractor runs good enough. It does leak a little bit, but it's not anything crazy. It's nothing that we can't clean up later. So I think until I get done with everything with planting the hay, where I'm going to need the blue tractor, it's just going to be a lot easier to keep this one here. In fact, this is the whole reason that I want a second tractor that just stays here, so that I'm not always changing and moving, going back and forth and all that. So that's the plan. This tractor is now ready to go back to work. You can see what a pain it is to switch this platform on and off, because the 3-point arms don't work on this tractor, because as long as I've been alive, this thing has never had a hydraulic pump on it. One of these days, I would like to get a hydraulic pump for it and get all this stuff operational again. But for now, we just got to make do with what we've got. I need to get these cows fed, but because it seems like I've been showing feeding cows in almost every video here lately, I think we'll just skip ahead to the hayfield. Back out here at the hayfield, and I need to complete the last job that I have to do out here before I can say that this field is officially ready to plant, and that is I need to go down there by the levee and pull a drain. It may be hard to believe it now because the last few videos out here have been so dry and dusty, but when winter actually finally does set in and we start getting some rain and the river starts coming up, this field will have a tendency to flood down here at the bottom. I don't know if I've ever actually showed you guys how close in proximity this field is to the river, but as you can see, we are right next to the levee and the river is right on the other side of that. So when the water gets really high, some of that water will seep through the ground and come up, which is what we call seepage. And it's basically, it just makes a huge puddle, or sometimes a lake out here. If I have the drain there, that gives the water somewhere to go, and hopefully I won't drown my crop. I've got this 3-point implement here, and I really don't have a name for this. It's almost like a ditcher, but not quite. You might call it a V-plow. Honestly, like I say, I don't really have a name for it. I just made it with spare parts that I had sitting around, and it seems to work pretty good for what I need it for. So let me hook it up to the tractor and I'll show you how it works. way that this is supposed to work is right here where my finger's pointing is about the low spot of the field. That's where all the water seems to want to gather when we have a lot of water. So what we do is dig this drain along the levee here, and it goes this direction under my favorite tree down here, and that is where the main drainage ditch is. That should just about do it over here. Let's head on back to the ranch. All right, we're back here at the ranch now, and like I mentioned before, the last thing that I need to do over here is just sort of walk through these corrals and make sure that everything is going to be okay for loading cows tomorrow. And the other thing I was going to do is walk through the cows and show you guys who is going to go and why. So I just kind of like to start here at the end where the trailer is going to back in. Our dirt ramp is in good shape here. This alleyway looks fine. This gate's still solid. Here's one area that is going to need some attention sooner than later. I've got a panel here blocking this alleyway that goes out to like where the butcher steers are right now. And at some point we need to get a proper gate here. There used to be a gate here, but it was pretty thin and flimsy. And I think when we were loading one time, one of them tried to jump and halfway made it, so that gate had to go. And that's why we got the panel here now, and just have never got around to fixing it the way I want, because I would like to hang this gate off of metal. We'll get there one day. Everything else in here looks, I mean, I hate to say looks good because a lot of this is kind of patched with panels, but it looks as good as it ever did, so it should be fine for tomorrow. So I told you guys that I had 2 cows in mind that were going to go. We're going to look around and see if there's anybody else that needs to go. And of those 2, there is one that I would really like to give another chance, but we'll just have to see what she looks like. That's number 29, and she's had a bad foot for a while. You can hear it pop when she walks, so I don't think there's any sort of treatment that I can give her that's going to fix that. It's possible it could have healed up by now. I actually haven't noticed her limping here recently, but if it's bad now in the summer, it's only going to get worse in the wintertime. So let's go find her and see what she looks like. Okay, that might be her there. It's either 29 or 25. We'll walk over there and figure it out. Yes, this is 29, and yeah, she's holding that foot. There's definitely something not right there. Yeah, she is, I guess, going to have to go on the trailer tomorrow, unfortunately. It's too bad because it's a really nice cow, but she's just had mobility problems here for the last couple of years, and I'm worried that one of these times it's going to be real bad. So she is one that's going to go. The other one I know for sure is going to go, but let me find her and show you why. Where are you? Must be out here somewhere. Shoot, I didn't realize we had cows way back there. Oh, there she is. Number 6 is the other cow that is going to go on the trailer tomorrow. Regular viewers will know that she's got a pretty bad bag. You can see it now, actually. Her biggest problem is that right before calving, her bag gets so big that it's almost dragging on the ground. And a lot of times I have to intervene and help the calf nurse. She's getting old though, and that bag gets worse and worse every year. So unfortunately, this is going to be her last year on the ranch as well. Now, if you notice number 12 there, she's a little skittish and a little on the high-headed side. If this was a year where I was really looking for cows to get rid of, she might be one of them, but since we're already low on numbers and I've already got a few culls in mind here, I'll give her another year, but she's she's on thin ice. I don't want to get rid of any more than I absolutely have to, because like I said, the numbers are already down. Oh, who's this guy? You're probably gonna get to stay, buddy. Huh. You're probably gonna get to stay. I think so. Any of you guys that were wondering about the bottle calf, he's still pretty friendly and he's doing fine. Oh, bud. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't want to get rid of any more than I have to, because numbers are already down. So I think those two are probably gonna be it. There's a couple cows I have out here that are pretty old, but so far they've been calving just fine. So I think given the circumstances, I will give them another year. Watch out, girls. Excuse me, excuse me. Oh, hey, buddy. What are you doing? Well, the loading corrals all look good, and after walking through the cows, I feel pretty confident with my two choices for the Cull cows that'll be going out tomorrow. So in the morning, I pretty much know what I'm gonna be doing. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.